Lenovo have also used some capacitive buttons on the bezel as well. I prefer those to Android software buttons. I think they look a little more professional and give you a full screen rather than chopping a little bit off the bottom. The Samsung layout for the capacitive buttons is used, so that means the back button is on the right and the multitasking button is on the left. There's also no LED behind them, they're just painted symbols. Overall, nothing really to dislike about the K5, nothing spectacular either. Overall, it's a clean, inoffensive design and it's suitable for all. Software is what sets the Lenovo line apart from Moto phones, which continue to utilise a clean Android approach. The K5 though has a fully skinned Lenovo launcher. I'm starting to come around to Android skinning. Mobile processing power and memory has progressed, so even highly modified launchers like this run smoothly. I also expect Lenovo put a lot of work in to make sure that any bugs were squished. Continuing the iPhone-esque styling of the design, the launcher takes a few cues from Cupertino too. The biggest change from stock Android is the lack of an app drawer, so all the apps are installed onto the home screens. The second Apple homage is the abundance of rounded corners and flat iconography. System apps and folders all follow this design language with a pastel colour palette. It's the current fashion and Lenovo are following it closely. A touch I like with folders is that upon opening, the contents are displayed on a new screen with a transparent background. Again, I prefer this to Android's standard method of overlaying the contents, which can look a little bit messy. The notification shade is also a separate screen transition too, rather than an overlay. Lenovo have included a theme app to change the launcher's design as well. Some of these pre-installed designs go for a more boxy look, far away from the default rounded edges. Lenovo's changes continue to the settings menus as well. There's extra options to control not just the screen brightness, but also hue and temperature. Casual users could also miss deeper controls for managing background apps and permissions. Considering this is an Android 5.1 release and not 6, a user-accessible permissions model is a bonus. Out of the box, you'll find just shy of 10 of the advertised 16GB. Third-party apps which can be uninstalled include Evernote, Game Store, McAfee, Navigate, Skype, Tap the Frog, Twitter, and an alternative browser. All of Google's apps and services, including Chrome and Play Music, can't be removed. Alongside these, you've got system apps like Calculator, Contacts, Dialer, Messaging. They've all been consistently skinned with Lenovo's theme. A few other built-in extras are included as well, such as Dolby Atmos, which is integrated to enhance audio and media playback. There's a useful Lenovo companion app in here as well, which provides a bunch of diagnostic tests and lets you search a database of how-to videos and support tips. It's a well-integrated feature that could really help novice users learn about the phone. Mobile camera tech has moved on significantly in the last couple of years, although there's still a stark difference between lower and higher price brackets. Lenovo's offering here isn't going to win any awards, but you can get pleasant shots from it without too much effort. The K5 has a 13 megapixel sensor on the back and a 5 megapixel eye on the front. A lot of manufacturers are upping their selfie game higher than 5 megapixels. The K5 keeps things at the lower end with fixed focus and no flash. The camera app is cleanly built, with the settings options easy to understand. You can quickly switch between auto and 11 preset scenes, as panorama and several effects filters as well. You've got toggles for the HDR, ISO, white balance, metering, and there's some post-processing sliders as well for contrast, saturation, sharpness, exposure. You get a fair bit in here for the money. Results are definitely passable for a £150 phone. As always at this price tier, low light and dark indoor environments can be difficult and a bit muddy or grainy. I don't think anyone will be disappointed though with what the K5's camera can achieve in the right setting. Conclusion: the balance of hardware and software has recently hit the sweet spot for affordable smartphones. They're becoming reliable investments even at the lower tier. Lenovo have tons of experience when the same thing happened in the laptop sector a few years ago. For them to make gains in smartphones though, they'll need to massively invest to even begin challenging Apple and Samsung. If the K5 is an indication of their intentions, then they're on the right track. It works well, it looks good, and it's at about the right price too. I'm sure it will sell in decent enough numbers, but it doesn't really do anything to stand out, even from the Moto brand that Lenovo now also control. The question is, what will they do next? Will we see a scattergun of Lenovo phones across several price points? Samsung did this a few years ago to cement their Android position. Will we see an attempt at a high-priced premium phone, or will Lenovo chip away at the lower tiers and let the Moto brand fight the bigger boys? Whatever happens, it's always pleasing to have another reputable brand to choose from. Lenovo produce reliable products with a familiar, if rather simple appeal. I can't outright say the K5 is significantly better or worse than other budget phones in the same tier. I can though say that it should definitely make your shortlist.